This is my review on the next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow, and it kicks ass! I love this film. Okay, so this is about this guy who later to reveal Tony Stark is telling the story of all the Avengers who are these children's parents. And one day they will grow up to become the next Avengers and defeat Ultron and fulfill their parents' legacy. Because they're all that's left of their parents' legacy. Because all the Avengers except for Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, also known as the Hulk, and Tony Stark, better known as Iron Man, all of the rest of them killed off by Age of Ultron. I mean Ultron, not Age of Ultron, that's a movie. So, years later when they're in their teens, probably mid-teens I guess, Vision comes, who is a Avenger, but he's not a human, he's a robot. So it doesn't really count. But he also has artificial intelligence. For those who don't know what Vision is, or what makes him, he has artificial intelligence, which means he feels human. He has feelings and emotions. He can feel fear because he sees himself as a human because he has feelings like humans. So, Vision trips one of the security alarms where the Avengers base is for the next generation of the Avengers that's being taken care of by Tony Stark, a retired Iron Man. Then he goes to repair Vision as to find out that he tripped the security sensors. He goes to fix Vision, and the kids never know what Vision is before, but they didn't know that it was Vision, but he heard her stories of him. So when they find out that he is Vision, and they're all like freaking out and geeking out, and although odd how this robot parent of the Avengers, this robot Avengers of their parents, that are the Avengers. So anyway, Captain America's kid trips something, sets off, turns all of the Iron Avengers on. That's what they're called. And they go to attack Age of Ultron. Ultron ends up corrupting them and turning them against their own, the real Avengers. And Ultron is hunting the Avengers and trying to torture Tony Stark to get some answers about the next generation of the Avengers, of their weaknesses and everything they know about them. This is happened by the Avengers disobey a direct order of Iron Man after Iron Man suits up as Iron Man one more time and takes on Ultron mano as Iron Man. And this is when the kids found that Iron Man and Tony Stark are the same person. So they'll start that Iron Man is Tony. Guess he never told them before. So Torrin is the daughter of Thor, and she gets the most developed. She goes to be a bit of an arrogant, cocky, heroic hero, she becomes arrogant and cocky, but by the threat she becomes compassionate and loving and humble to her family. The next Avengers. By putting her life on line, by taking Ultron into space, and willingly die, and paying the ultimate sacrifice, and paying the ultimate hero price by dying in space because she can't breathe in space. And ends up in Asgard, then comes back from Asgard, and says that her father, Thor, says hi. And she has a new wardrobe. This is definitely her movie because she is the heart and soul and the humor of this film. So, the Avengers, and she gets the most developed also. The Avengers, kids disobey a direct order from Iron Man, goes to try to save him. Then they run into Clint Barton's kid, Hawkeye, also known as Hawkeye, and he finds out that he's not the only Avenger left. That's part of the next generation. There's a little team of kids around him, around his age, but they know that he was alive, and neither did Tony. And Tony apologized to Clint Barton's kid that he then came after because he thought he was dead. You know, Ultron got him and killed him, along with the old Avengers, the last generation. So their plan is to go to Hulk and get out of the city. The Captain says after Hulk will help, but Bruce Banner says no, and neither will he, because they're too scared of Ultron, Hulk and Banner. So the plan is to run. Then Captain America's kid has a better idea to make a stand and fight and save what's left of their parents' legacy by taking back the planet. By showing Ultron that the Avengers is the Avengers world, not Ultron's anymore. This is when he is actually taking over more than half of the population on the planet. He's taking over more than half of the planet. Since the Avengers got murdered. The old generation of Avengers, not the new generation. But the Avengers stopped Ultron and the Iron Avengers by tearing them to scraps. And Torrin makes the ultimate sacrifice because before Ultron repairs himself, she decides to take him into space where he can't repair himself, far from Earth. And throws each half of him separate into space. And she ends up losing oxygen and freezing her lungs and freezing to death in space. And Thor saves her by bringing her to Asgard. And she says that her home's with her family on Earth. The Avengers. So he understands, but he just wants to let her know that the gates of Asgard are always open when she wants to come. And the Captain America's kid all Captain America's kids and the other Avengers got helped by the Hulk, by Wasp's kid, and Giant Man's kid, also known as the Ant-Man, making the Bruce Banner really angry and turn him to Hulk, and he helps beat up Ultron, and then the Hulk, and then he shows the Hulk's. Then he begs the Hulk to help out Ultron, knocked Ultron beat the Hulk in really badly after Hulk put up a good fight. And Hulk's an old man now, but he looks like he's in the 70s. But he's pretty strong and fast for his age, actually. And Tony looks like he's in his 70s also. Hulk looks like he's in his late 70s, and Tony looks like he's in his mid 70s. But Betty is like probably around her earliest 70s. And she's in this, and she lectures she asks the Hulk, asks Banner, are you just going to do nothing and let them die, Bruce? Because she's disappointed in him. Then the kid's Wasp comes and zaps the Hulk, makes him angry, and he turns into the Hulk and smashes. He smashes all the Ultron bots, and he smashes Ultron most of all. And then the Hulk's down for a count, but then that's not it. No, the Hulk gets right back up after Wasp kid says that calls Hulk out, and right after begging him for help, he decides to insult the Hulk because begging for help wasn't working, and so he calls Hulk on how he's scared of him. How he's scared of Ultron. And Ultron said that he was stronger than Hulk. So Hulk gets up and he just lets all his rage, and his last lines are, Hulk is the strongest there is. After beating Ultron, and then he goes to Wasp Kid, and actually considers himself beating the shit out of him, but he hesitates almost like he is thinking it over. Like he knows this wrong, like he has a conscience or something. Then Betty actually calls Hulk, and they run off, and they go off together. While Hulk jumps in the air, while Kang burying her arms, while Vision's head, which is shut down and fried his circus and lost battery, gets left behind by the next generation Avengers, and the next generation Avengers that watches his kid restarts Vision by powering him by restarting his hard drive, and that restarts him, and he's back online again. And it sucks that he had to leave Vision's whole body back on base, so this is his head, so yeah, he's kind of useless. So even he was online for most of the film, which he's not, he wouldn't be much of help. And also their plan was to run, and that was Iron Man's order, and the Vision was going to bail his order, but then he shut down. Then the Avengers decided to stand and fight. The next generation of Avengers, these took a stand, and they kicked ass, and they won. And Hawkeye's kid says it's not over yet. There's an army of more than half of the globe, more than half of the world is covered in Ultron robots. And Tony delivers this line. 7-year-old Tony delivers Tony in the 70s delivers this line, saying to Captain America's telling the next Avenger, saying, "Well, up for avenging." He said, well, up for, I said it wrong. Well, up for any avenging? And Captain America's kid delivers the classic Avengers line, "Avengers, assemble!" and credits roll. It was awesome! I give this a 10 out of 10. I love this film. I love it. I love it. It warms my heart and it makes me laugh. It even makes me cry at times. Is that awesome? I highly recommend you go and watch this film right now after seeing this review. Okay? That's a order for all of you who watch this video. I salute you to enjoy it, because I know you are going to. I have confidence that's going to blow your minds. So yeah, this gets a 10 out of 10 again. I just want to say it because I want to end it on me saying it 10 out of 10. This gets a 10 out of 10. Next Avengers Heroes Tomorrow gets a 10 out of 10. It is awesome. And the Ultimate Avengers, the movie, gets a 10 out of 10. I forgot to give it, I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, and also Planet Hulk gets a 10 out of 10, and those are all the animated Avengers animated Marvel films I've reviewed. I only reviewed 3 of them. This is my 3rd one in my career as a YouTuber. And I love rewatching these films. I love reviewing them because I love them more than all live-action adaptations of Marvel and history, including the MCU films. Yeah, I said it. I admit it. I'm happy. I want to see the universe made around these characters. Not just these characters, but all the animated Marvel movies. I want to see the universe that connects all of them and takes place in a multiverse, if you will. And I want to see crossovers them. And I hear they might bring the anime universe back and make a multiverse out of it. And I'm looking forward to it. That's actually the thing. They're doing that down the line. Bring the anime universe back and expanding on it. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, this gets a 10 out of 10 and bye.